Good evening, America. I'm Asher Williamson here with Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to ever have summited Mount Everest. So, tell us, Edmund, how exactly did you feel before you started your expedition?
Well, I was very aware that many before me had failed, or worse. But my general feeling was that we were going to give it everything we had and hope for the best.
Nice. The winds were very intense, weren't they?
Yes, like roaring lions. Luckily for us, as we were higher up on the mountain, though, the weather really did improve quite a bit. However, there was still quite a brisk wind.
The cold, the exhaustion, and the high-altitude sickness had already affected most of your members of your team. How were you able to cope?
A friend and I had certainly been very fit, and I believe that's why John had given us this particular job.
You described yourself earlier as a fearful person. You certainly didn't want to spend the end of your life at the top of the mountain. Was there much in the way of fear in your mind? And went up with the rest as you went up with the rest of the mountain?
Well, once we were near the summit, and we had the final summit ridge ahead of us, I didn't remember feeling any particular fear until about halfway, where there was this rock ledge, and the only way up past it that I could see was a crack in the rock. So there I was, sticking to the rock, and I wasn't at all sure that the ice would remain intact. So I was a bit nervous there, I'll admit.
So, at this point, what was running through your head? Were you even able to keep going?
I think I had these deep feelings of urging myself on. And, as you can tell, of course, I made it on.
Yes. Did you realize when you finally reached the top that your life would change drastically?
To be completely honest, I really didn't expect it to change so much. It definitely had an impact on the rest of my life, though.
So, you actually did manage to reach the top. What exactly was your feeling?
I can actually remember standing on top of that mountain and looking across the valley and seeing another mountain range. Then I thought to myself, I'm only halfway there. I still have this whole mountain that I have to find my way down. Though I was already atop Mount Everest, I was thinking ahead to the next challenges.
As we know, there is little to no oxygen in the high altitude. The temperatures, hundreds of degrees below freezing. How did this affect you?
Well, as any sensible man would, of course I was wearing an oxygen mask. It's just a natural thing. Although I was wearing this, though, as I was nearing the summit, I was running pretty low. The amount of air I was receiving was really affecting how much time we were going to have, and I could just feel that we didn't have much. This allowed us only about 15 minutes total on the summit, though I really don't think I could have stayed much longer. It was absolutely horrendous how cold it had become, but the challenge was definitely worth it, and I wasn't about to let it stop me.
Well, folks, this is the true adventure of Sir Edmund Hillary. For growing up as a beekeeper to becoming the first man to reach the summit of Mount Everest. This man truly accomplished great things. I'm Asher Williamson, bringing you Sir Edmund Hillary. Good night, America.